Kate Hardcastle is here with me. Hi, good morning. What does the government need to do to try to make sure that food products are not going up in price through the roof?
Well, I'm not sure how much they can impact immediately. It seems to be down to the retailers that are making the most change where consumers need it. I mean, realistically, Kay, we've seen significant price increases again, and one of the only variables that consumers are in control of, if you have to pay a set fee on your rent or your mortgage, and indeed therefore on increasing fuel bills, where can you make the change? Where do you have any movement whatsoever? And that's always been recently on your food bill, to be able to go in, maybe change to a discount retailer, maybe try own brand foods to get some control back. Well, if those prices are escalating continually, that doesn't leave much slack for the consumers. Retailers have been trying to deal with that crisis, working with suppliers to try and alleviate it. We've got to remember, for a supermarket, it's not about trying to win on every product. They're trying to win on the average basket spend, so they're trying to pull you in on loyalty instead. But how do the government make an immediate impact on something where, when we're pulling products through, it's quite, there are months in advance on a lot of these products, and therefore we're going to be at these higher prices for time to come.
Which items are we particularly concerned about?
Particularly the essentials. When the essentials go up, that's the real impact for a lot of families. So if you look at the prices again that we saw in baskets over August, dairy, milk, cheese, margarine, butter, eggs, all of those items have seen significant increase. When you look at the price of margarine, for instance, 21 to 22, the start of, we'd seen a 44% increase, and we've seen increase again. So this means that the consumers, under this perpetual turmoil, trying to shop around, trying to find ways to take the pressure off, because, as I said, it's one of the only variables a lot of families and households have each week.
What do you expect over the next 6 months?
I'm afraid it's probably going to get better. Going to get worse before it gets better. And I think that's going to lead to this real feeling of crisis. What do families do? We're heading up to what we call peak, a period where normally we see extra spend towards Christmas, towards a period of time where heating bills go up, etc. And that's just going to exacerbate the situation for a lot of households. I think that we've got to make sure that, as a retail force, that the retailers, the businesses, are doing the right thing by consumers. But generally, you can start to see that. Retailers are still profit organisations, but I think they've gone out there with initiatives, be it feeding families through their cafes and their children for free in those cafes, or free fruit when you're going to store. There are campaigns and initiatives there, and given as much advice as they can for families to understand how they can use alternate cooking methods. But this is what we're talking about. This is the level. Having spent almost a decade talking to you about shopping, I'm now advising families of, why don't you microwave your potatoes, because it's going to be so much cheaper than putting the oven on at all. And should really, in 2022, we even have those conversations.
OK, so do you have any top tips to help people?
First and foremost, we still do shop quite blind, and what I mean by that is we still can be quite distracted by what we think is a bargain. You see a yellow sticker, you go in and you think that's therefore going to be the best price. You must buy per measurement, so by carton, by gram size, whatever the unit size is. It takes a little bit of time and methodology to do, but it's well worth it, because you know then truly what bargain you're getting. We've seen a significant shift to the discount retailers. Aldi will become one of the, what we call the big four now, those grocery giants. And I think those retailers themselves will start investing in different operational methods. They might actually start investing further into the food chain, etc. So you as a consumer need to be aware and prepared to try own brands and different products, and just trying to make sure that if you can, you're buying bigger. So buying in bulk to afford then to be able to get a better price rate, because that seems to be where all the bargains are. It's difficult for some households to do that, though. They just don't have the capital to start with to spend on buying a bigger bag of pasta or rice.
And are enough supermarkets doing what they can, or are there some that need to be named and shamed?
I would always hold retailers' feet to the flame in terms of doing the right thing for the consumer, but I think we've seen initiatives that are showing them come good. They are trying to win your loyalty. That's where they'll reward you the most, and you as a family, as a household, have to decide if that's the best deal for you. They can always do better, of course, but they still are profit organisations. They still have to make sure that they're appeasing their stakeholders. So I think they will start to push back and say, look, we have held off a lot of the price increases of late to make sure that we're doing the right thing and reassure consumers through this time.
And are there any that we should particularly highlight? I mean, I know that when I was working in a food bank, Morrison's would always make sure that any food that wasn't used, that was perishable, would come to the food bank.
I think there are incredible examples. I think, as I said, the fact that Asda right through to Christmas now, will offer meals in their cafes, no questions asked. An adult doesn't have to eat. For children, a warm meal on a night, so appreciated. I know that Marks & Spencer's, even though it might be seen as a premium brand, you can go into store, no questions asked, and at the front of store there's normally free fruit for the children. I mean, those are initiatives that are making a big difference and they're being utilised. So I applaud any retailer that steps up, but if they could take the shame out of any of this, that would be even better. We need to put the confidence into consumers, remind them this is not their fault, they're doing the best they can, and that the savvier you are when you shop as a consumer, the better the deal.
Okay, Kate, it's great to see you as always. Thanks very much.